Hello and welcome back to HoI4 with the Great War over their Spain campaign. We are slowly but surely getting towards the Second World War. We're trying to speed there as quickly as possible. So yeah, 1934 is the heavy tank I want to go for. So I'm not going to continue that little interesting thing bit there. Alright, is there anything I can do, however? Right, might as well research those. Need to get them at some point. But yeah, we are just in a rebuilding state. I highly doubt that there will be any wars anytime soon. The Soviet Union might expand, though. You know, they can, so... But the communists aren't inherently aggressive. It's a funny thing about the AI, and it might be considered like an AI problem, but the AI inherently isn't aggressive at all. Fighters, you can go here. Because air support can kind of bugger off. And you can go with that. Integrated support, thank you. And we'll go for regimental combat teams. Just keep researching that, because that's one of the few things that is actually worthwhile researching, especially right now, in a period that there's a lack of... Let's go for naval doctrines, because I don't really care much about those carriers. Right. Yeah, well, you know, there's nothing we can do. Yeah, we could go to war with France, but it doesn't really seem like a very smart thing to do. They are they're an extensive conscription, but they might have a couple more divisions compared to us. We don't even have a chief of air force. I'm kind of bothered with these. Well, it's like Spain wasn't meant to be played. Who knew? I certainly did not. Anyway, just trying to keep talking here. You know, gotta do something. Early fighters are ready, so... Oh, accidentally turned that on. Don't do that. Early fighter 4. Requires rubber and aluminium. We need a little bit more aluminium. And we need a little bit more rubber. We'll try in the Netherlands. What are we exporting anything? Okay, so a little bit of chromium to France, a little bit of steel to China, sure, and a little bit of stuff to Russia. And that's about all we're exporting. And a little bit of tungsten, but nobody wants our tungsten. Sad face. Early bombers. Might as well, you know, keep with the theme of what it was that team was researching anyway. Well, that would be nice. Research teams. Oh, I would have done. I'm just thinking of methods of research, and I would have probably done a couple of them differently. Like, for example, research. Why don't you have like a couple of labs that are capable, and you just need to assign like, okay, these labs will do this, and then you need to assign this like science and funding and money, and I might make it far more complex. But yeah. All right, we finished on the submarines already. All right. That means I need. Did I say 15? 20, 15 is 35, 10 is 45, 5, yeah, so... Okay, so this will be not the Spain fleet, but this will be... Espan... I can't write that, sorry, because I don't know the... Espana... Espana? What do you write it as? España. I don't know if this is what is the Spanish word for Spain? Espana. With a little weird fleet on the end. Alright, so I need to just Google Translate here. Submarine. Detect English. Submarino. You're joking. That's literally... That's what Google Translate suggests. Submarino. Okay. And fleet. Flotta. Makes sense. Flotta. Get you a commander. This question mark will do the trick. And protect our efforts here. Then there's the Espa, and then I can't do the Wrigley thing. Let's see. I don't know how to write an N with a wriggle. There we go. Let's have to write Atlantic. Atlantico. I'm not making this up. I can't write this because there's a. Actually, I think I can. Crap. There's a thingy on the A. Let's just run in the background. Please. Ah, shit, it doesn't recognize that. Atlantico Flotta. There we go. Alright. Get you in there. That sounds awesome, though. Yeah. It's a little bit of effort that you can do. You will have just to patrol the area. Wait, really? Did I just somehow deselect you? Alright, you, instead of Galicia, go to the España Atlántico Flota. España. If that's even how you write that. Let's see, heavy cruisers. 10 of yours. And then I want 1 battleship. Actually, I want 5 of them. And I want 1 upgraded carrier. That makes me want to play Tropico again. Deck space reliability. Okay, so deck space doesn't change the reliability. Very nice. Can I get another 25 points somehow out of... come on. There it is. Exactly. Nice. So we can maximize our naval. Our carrier deck space. You know, make them proud. We might even get some decent airfields. Actually, I'm gonna Catalonia, Madrid. I wanna upgrade those first. If nobody minds. So we can make those a bit larger. There has been a new DLC come out though. Not running it because it's Sabaton music for the game. As awesome as this, it kinda, you know, gets me flagged quite severely. So yeah, that's why I'm only running the vanilla music. Luckily, in the launcher, it kind of says what has music that's owned by thirds or something. I don't know how to call it. Anyhow, what is what I wanted to do again? Right, get a carrier. Carrier, maximize the damn deck space. Lessens the armor. And I want 1 of them. Without any aircraft. You might be, wait, why didn't you want any aircraft on them? Well, that's because they kind of bork out if you do. This is the submarine fleet. Just get them. That would be weird though. So, you know, just a single carrier and 30 submarines hidden somewhere. Sneaky. Most submarines carried, by the way, above water. In case you didn't know. These days, probably not, but during those periods, submarine would spend more time above water than underwater. But they had the capability of attacking underwater. Made them a bit more dangerous. Only in severe circumstance they would travel long distances on underwater. But there were risks like you needed the electric engine most of the time due to sun running. That's for warfare. I don't even know if you could run the diesel engines or whatever they run on. But yeah, transport planes, they're necessary. Not really necessary, but they're useful. Will we have a paratrooper air force? Well, first of all, paratroopers aren't part of the Air Force, they're part of the Army, but are they? Wow, that's just an interesting question. I just don't know. We could be a dick and make Germany start boosting their party popularity. Don't wanna. So, Italy also turned fascist. Mussolini. Bueno. Then we'll get a hit of, you know what? Should I flip Russia? Nah, don't wanna mess around with the world too much, to be honest. Kinda wanna keep it like this. Most countries are democracies anyway. Early bombers are done. Well, I guess seaplanes are needed. So we're gonna build those in 1936. So we have an empty carrier for quite some time. But, you know, it will be built. That's actually all that matters. Let's get some airfield expansions. Rushing through this as quickly as possible so that the Germans can go for the Night of Long Knives. Which would be stupid to do because they already are fully in power. And then, let's see. In okay, the 24th of October 1929, so in 4 years, the economies will crash. That's kind of what we're waiting for now. Just doing a little bit of research, and that's about it. I don't know what else to do. Sitting here twiddling my thumbs. We ended the war quite early, considering we ended it in time. 1918, I think, 1919. So that's fairly accurate. But I've never seen any of the wars in this game end around the time they were supposed to, unless, you know, I've seen Germany lose before 1945. Simply because they could crush like in 2 years' time for some reason. That's some weird shit. I've actually seen Japan lose more often to China than the other way, than being victorious, which was kind of surprised me. It was like always be like, how do you do that? You're supposed to win. It's like a lucky event that they win, but you know, I guess I am unlucky. My game might be unlucky. Who knows? Regimental combat teams are ready to report. Can we just keep this at something more understandable for me? So, we're getting some blitz tactics. Oh, hell yes. But we're not going to build any tanks yet. What are the tanks we're going to build? The first tanks that we're going to build are going to be the heavy tanks. So 1934. We might have them a little bit early though. Might. Don't know if I can. Right, start researching them in 1930. They will arrive most likely in 1932. So we have at least 4 years to build up an entire regiment consisting of them. That would not be too bad, I think. Because right now I'm barely producing anything. Am I still getting these land leases? Yeah. Okay, so can I cancel that, please? Oh, we can't modify the land lease. Okay, so they're kind of stuck giving me equipment due to the fact that, you know, raw tension and everything. Wouldn't say I mind, but I kind of do. We could have flipped towards nationalism quite early. I don't think we can go nationalist. Would be fun if parts of this would reset, you know. Because it is a different time that we're getting into. Alright. So there's no real purpose in any of this. I could research these two to go to strategic bombers, but I don't think there will ever be time to have one strategic bombers. So we're done here. Right. 1929, that's 4 years. Let's see, 1927. That's not as bad. Still takes about a year. Let's see, 1928. 1930. We're already researching that. It's 1936. We're already researching that. There's nothing here. We are already researching that. This is 1936 and 1936. Yeah, you know what? I can go for defensive bunkers and all that kind of stuff. Let's research at least everything that we can. We might not need it, but you know, just trying to get through this as quickly as we can. 4 more years. I hope at least to reach those 4 more years, so that the next episode after this one, the events can start. Of France doing government reforms and the metropolitan. Oh, really? You get another extra research slot? You're joking, right? But I did. Wait, France doesn't get the. They do. Right. They just copy pasted this bit. It's gonna go. I'm not even joking. This is gonna go at some point because this will gives them way too many research slots. Alright, then there is the political thing that they can do here, and this is... That doesn't seem like their entire... There might be actually, I don't know what the French focus tree normally looks like. Oh, but let me guess. Secret Alliance with Romania, oh my. They have the same, do they have the same thing? Yeah, they can actually get the... Right, so let me guess, this goes partially. I guess the industrial efforts here will go, as well as this bit here. Who cares? It's not meant to go past this point just yet, but I kind of want to see what happens, because this is the first time that I'm able to see what happens, so, you know. Why the hell won't we just wait up? And it gives us another chance to join, perhaps the Germans this time, and take back some territory that has been claimed by the British. Like Gibraltar. Can I get my land back, asshat? Is Gibraltar still owned by Britain? I actually don't know. Is it something interesting I should look up? Perhaps Gibraltar is owned by... British Overseas Territory. They still damn own it. Really? It is minuscule though. Okay, so this is not even remotely accurate, I guess. So what they technically own is this tiny bit here. Just that. There's nothing. This is like a single fort or something along those lines. I'm surprised that they still own it though. Let's let the game run in the background. Spam a push to reclaim control of Gibraltar the very next day. Gibraltar voted to remain. They renewed calls for joint Spanish-British control of the peninsula. He labeled the British people as a complete change of outlook would open some response. Okay, so Spain is actually trying to take Gibraltar back now. Makes a lot of sense, really. With England trying to bail out of the EU, they're like, yeah, well, this just adds a weird border, so let's just not do that, people. I guess that's not the primary reason, but okay. Next up, engineering companies. Am I correct in that? Yes, I am. Okay. Fighter focus, because I am literally more interested in fighters. Naval escort efficiency. Coordinated submarines. Pretty nice. How are we looking on, speaking on naval, how are we looking on our naval effort? There are 10 more, so we finished our destroyers. We already built 5 light cruisers and a heavy cruiser. Pretty nice. Also probably means I should keep a minuscule eye a little bit of an eye on this. There we go. And how are we on production? We're building harbors everywhere. Shall we just increase the infrastructure before we just build harbors everywhere? Would make slight sense to me. Let's see, 6, 6, 6, 8, 9, 9, 8, 9, 4. I kind of order this in the speed it's done. 7, 9, and 9, 9, 9. Okay, so alright, so yeah, that makes sense. Right. Building roads. Probably most countries are doing that, I guess. It's not that bad yet, but... Finish that one, then we'll switch it around. Actually, that doesn't change much. Let's see. We'll keep an eye on this. There we go. Ah, come on. Jesus. There we go. A little bit of chaos there, but righty. Righty matey. We will have, though tiny, one of the most modern nations in the world. Modern nations? Navies. Navies, not nations, navies. Alrighty then. Well, we'll be ready for World War II once it breaks out. And I guess we'll remain on this if we cannot... Okay, so this is actually need to figure this out. General effectiveness, so heart attack? Yeah. Nah. Yeah. Me. I like that one. Definitely like that one. Like that one. And like that one. So yeah, definitely gonna go for centralized power control. Yeah, I guess I don't know. We might swing both ways. Let's do it in Italy, and in the Second World War, if it breaks out, we'll join the German Reich, because they'll have it difficult enough as it is, and we might be able to retake some of our little sort of stolen land, plus expand our colonies in, you know, Africa. And we'll have to see what Portugal does, but now sadly I can no longer switch to fascism. Otherwise I would have done it. It's kind of what makes sense to go into a state of continued being. We're now kind of stuck in the life of democracy. Alfonso Alvarez, Pablo Iglesias, or Diego Bugalal. Wait, can you even go with Doctor? You can. Love it. Well, wish you could do something useful with our political power points, but I can't even fabricate claims right now, I think. Nope. Need orbital tension. Stop pressing N. Right, so could research that at some point if I wanted to. Do I want to? Not really. There is some naval doctrine coming up, but that is in 97 days, so that's not in time. I might as well just continue researching companies and let my chair squeak. This is the squeakiest of chairs, and it annoys the living hell out of me. Gotta confess, this thing was cheap. But you know, about 150 euros for a chair. Lived with me for about 2 years, I guess. Yeah, but this thing just started squeaking at some point, and it doesn't stop, and I can't really get fix of it. It's just, this thing's just falling apart. That's the problem. There's too much space between parts. I've been oiling it a little bit for a while, but after a while you just kind of give up, because you start to ask yourself the question, is this more chair or oil by now? Or lubricant, or what you want to call it. So I'm looking for a new one, but they're expensive. Kind of surprised me that good chair, like a good office chair, it costs you about 600 to something euros. Because they're built to last, which is something apparently a weird concept. And then you know, it's like, okay, you pay for like, it's like 100 euros or 150 euros of material, and you pay like 450 euros because the fact that you will only buy one of these things every 10 years. And then I'm going like, yeah, I understand why they're expensive, but damn, kind of sucks. I am a poor student. Buying a chair is actually quite the expense. Sad, as sad as it sounds. Yeah, I probably have to wait for some sale somewhere and then see if I have the money for it, and then I might be able to get myself a new chair, which is less squeaky. But yeah, looking forward to it. Let's start increasing the size of these. There we go. Fly for safety. Yeah, what else to talk about? I want to run for a couple more minutes. Time goes not as fast as I thought. Might be another episode before we run into the 9029. Right. How are we on our ships? Heavy cruisers. So, what have I been doing lately? Just need to talk about something. I've been trying to teach myself programming, because I think it's a useful skill to learn. I am by nature a designer, as in I design software, which kind of me like, what does it need to do and how does it need to do that, so that my target audience can work with it correctly and, you know, becomes a natural thing for them to use. So I design software. I've even done a couple courses on serious gaming, which is pretty interesting. But I always ran into the same damn problem is, well, for school is we're all designers in my class. So we've got like 0 programmers, people who kind of touched on programming. I kind of got sick and tired of the fact that, you know, you never really have a true programmer. So I decided, you know what? Let's teach myself programming. Which sounded like a very smart and simple thing to do, which is pretty damn complicated. The problem with it is not the fact that programming is difficult, because I can write HTML, CSS, and PHP, which is pretty easy. But going from that towards a proper code, because I'm not trying to learn C#, because a lot of the stuff I want to learn to build stuff in Unity, basically. But C#, there isn't really I haven't found a really good like baseline course that I could just teach myself, because I don't get it at school. I don't teach it myself, so I've been trying to fiddle around with it, and looking at it, there's the code gaming, what is it called again? Code in game. But I think I'm kind of missing a baseline of understanding of the code before I even should do that. That's more... They're teaching me stuff, but most of it is... I understand when the solution is on the screen, why the solution, but even then there's some certain bits like, yeah, why do we do this bit of code here? And there's nobody you can really ask. So I kind of need to figure something out how to teach myself that. So I want to get a baseline of understanding that and then I want to start making some simple games, like, you know, recreate a board game. A friend of mine advised me and said, if you want to learn coding, better coding, teach yourself the basics, and then start recreating a board game. Something simple, which makes use of a lot of functionality, and so then you get better and better and better and better and better. So that's kind of the plan for the next year, I guess. I want to do my minor and my master with something that relates to more coding-esque things. Also, it would look really nice on my CV. Imagine, like, got my education, I am an experienced designer, and I have a minor and a master in programming. You know, that looks pretty good. It's like, yeah, I can make art, I can design software, and I can actually build it myself. Wouldn't that be a nice thing to, you know, to say towards potential people that want to hire you. Like, yeah, I could do everything myself. Sure, I can fulfill every task in a team that is necessary. Plus, you know, enjoying coding might be the wrong word, but I don't mind doing it, and I always like the result when you finally get it done. And I'm always like, yeah, I'm glad that I've built this. But with that, we're running up to 30 minutes, and I think that is long enough. I hope in the next video we're gonna run into... You know what? Okay, so this should go up on Saturday, and the next video after that is Sunday. So, just let me know in the comment down below if you want to skip towards 1930... Yeah, 1930. 1933, perhaps? Because when is Germany going to go off the wall? 1934. Yeah, let me know if you want me to kind of let the game run in the background, because the only thing I'm doing right now is just talking about bullcrap to keep myself busy, not, you know, looking at a blank screen and doing some research in the background. I will not be doing anything interesting. So let me know in the comments down below if you want me to skip to 1934. That might mean there is not a video on Sunday. You know, I'd skip one out because I need, you know, there needs to be some time between that. So yeah, let me know. And with that, I want to thank you guys for watching and see you guys next time. Have a very good day. Bye-bye. Bye.